blend of the highest quality, instantly collectible. Many of you already know this and therefore picked up the Shamrock three-legged pot. So we had to work a little bit via Patricia McCauley, who's with us right now, to bring more of these back in stock. And Patricia is back. Patricia, good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Lovely to be
joining
back.
us. Yes. Now, you are, a lot of times we have people here who like simply, you know, work for and represent the brand, but you are right there greeting visitors day in and day out at Belleek, correct?
That's right. Yes, I work in the visitor centre, so we get lots of visitors all through the year.
And collectors.
Yes,
And then I know your husband is a painter there as well.
Yes.
So we're excited to have this back. For those who perhaps are not collectors though, can you give us a little background on Belleek itself?
Well, Belleek established in 1857, so we're really excited because next year we're celebrating 160 years in business. And
That better be one heck of a celebration.
it sure is. So I've been there for 34 years.
Wonderful.
Started off working in the painting department and now in the tourism side of things. So we've had three founders, founded back in 1857, and we make the most wonderful pottery, as you know. We do our guided tours, and on site we also have a museum with pieces dating back to 1857.
Oh my goodness.
We have our restaurant where you have your food served on Belleek,
Well,
of course.
Of course.
And a showroom where we sell all this wonderful product, with the exception of the pieces which are exclusive to QVC.
Which we're so grateful to
And
have.
I know this year when we were making the reorder for QVC, all our visitors were looking and they came back to the store wanting to buy.
Right. How much?
The three-legged pot. I was going,
And you had to give them the item number. Yes.
tune into QVC and you'll see it.
Thank you for that. Okay, so what's wonderful about this is that while it is Belleek and it's beautifully presentable and it's a collectible, it's fully functional as well, right? So I want you to use it, you know, as any kind of a catch-all or a mini planter or
That's
to
right.
put treats and sweets in. Now, the last time that you were on with this, you had your little chocolate gold coins.
My
in
gold
there.
coins, yes,
Right.
because the pot of gold, which is what you find
At
under
the end
rainbow.
of the rainbow,
That's
of
it, yes.
course. But there are, and this is what blew my mind when I learned about this. Like, we know that this is a finer piece, but the number of steps in the process to make this, the number of hands that touch it, is mind-blowing.
That's right, yes. We have each piece of Belleek, it's 16 pairs of hands will touch it. That's the different steps. But having said that, you know, the painter could maybe touch it, you know, 5 to 6 times, because first of all, she'll paint her shamrocks and then she'll take it back and paint the stemming. And of course, on the bottom, you will see we have the painter's mark here just above the trademark, because each piece is marked. But the first stage, of course, is design, where our designers make this. So then the sketch is made, and from that we have the master mould, then we have the working mould. It then goes to the parrying shop, and my husband works in the parrying shop, so he was actually making these.
Nice.
So the parrying men, of course, will cast. It's then left to dry for 3 to 4 hours. It's taken out of the mould. The handles are made in a separate mould. The feet are made in a separate mould. And then these all have to be attached to the pot. It then goes for first firing. After first firing, it's a quality control check. And if there's anything wrong at that stage, it gets broken.
It's smashed.
It's smashed.
Right.
So after that stage, then if it gets through quality, it goes for glazing, and it's then fired for 10 hours at 1,000 degrees. Another quality control check. If it gets through that, it then gets the stamp placed on the bottom of it. It's then ready for painting. After painting, it receives another firing. After that firing, another quality control check. It gets to the warehouse, and then it's packaged. And the final quality control check, if people are buying in store, is we open each piece of Belleek, and the customer in the showroom gets to examine each piece before it's, because you just don't know what happens between the warehouse and the shop.
This is when I'm starting to understand why it takes us a slightly longer time to get this back in stock than it would a candle or something, you know, whereas we'll take more, and manufacturers turn around and they bring us more. This is the lost art, right? I know in so many industries where everything used to be made by hand and it's all being done by machine now, there are few among us, companies still, who, while they probably could do it quicker or by machinery, refuse to do so, because there is a passion inherent in this that you see visually. Every leaf that you see is hand painted, and you see the raised that are still not painted. And how beautiful that is. Oh, let me give you dimensions, then I know we have a funny or cute story to share about why it's three-legged to begin with. 4 1/8 inch in diameter. So it has a pronounced presence, but it's still a smaller, I mean, for sense of scale against my hands there. So you put it on the coffee table, you put it next to your coffee maker, I think, and you put like little sugar packets in there too. Like use this, it's meant to do so. But we always like to turn our attention to the Irish heritage, the Irish why of this. Why the three-legged pot?
The three-legged pot, everybody will know back 50, 100 years ago, this pot was a very functional pot. It was used, the bigger ones were used for boiling the clothes over the open hearth. Our potatoes, our vegetables were boiled in these, and the soup. And the reason, of course, that it has three legs, because many years ago the floors were not stable, so you had stone floors. So three legs, no matter where you put them, will stay stable.
It's always going to stay stable.
It's going to stay stable. And this year, because we like to sort of, because we can't buy them back at Belleek, but we decided we like this so much, so we planted a little shamrock, our little shamrock plant in it. So come St. Patrick's Day, it'll be blooming in the window there at Belleek. So like you said, it has many uses.
Of course.
For the candy, bonbons.
Or also, I'm thinking as well, and I hope that you're thinking about this at home too, because I know a lot of us aren't quite in the Christmas mindset just yet. And while there are a lot of shows that you will see frequently throughout, like from now through the end of the year, this is the final Irish celebration before our Christmas holiday season begins. And so if you're seeing any of these pieces, wedding gifts, first apartment, first home gifts, to parents, to sisters, to whomever, at $41.12. I think out of everything that we've been discussing, that is the part that really is surprising to me the most. Because given the labor that it takes to create and the heritage behind it, you would expect it to cost a lot more. So I think it would make a perfect gift for yourself or someone else as well. Thank you so much, Patricia.
Thank you,
I know you'll be back with our castle a little
See
bit
you
later,
later.
so please stick around. In fact, let's go ahead and give you a heads up of it now if you are a collector. This is the Bunready Castle that we've got coming up shortly, and this one's